Welcome to the Real Wisdom Path, where timeless stories reveal eternal truths.
Today, we are diving into episode 3 of our Song of Solomon series, exploring a profound lesson on self-awareness and humility hidden within one of the most beautiful love poems ever written. If you've ever felt like your imperfections disqualify you from being valuable, this message is for you. Let's look at Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verses 5 and 6. The Shulamite woman, Solomon's beloved, declares, "I am dark but lovely, O daughters of Jerusalem, like the tents of Kedar, like the curtains of Solomon. Do not gaze at me because I am dark, because the sun has looked upon me." This isn't just a description of her physical appearance. This is a powerful declaration of self-acceptance, a masterclass in humility that Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived, wanted us to understand. When she says, "I am dark but lovely," she's not saying I am dark, and therefore I am not lovely. She is saying, I am dark, and yet I am lovely. She acknowledges what others might see as a flaw, her sun-darkened skin from working in the vineyards, but she refuses to let it diminish her inherent worth. This is the first step on the path to real wisdom, seeing yourself with total honesty. In our modern world, we are masters of curation. We filter our photos, polish our resumes, and present a version of ourselves that hides the scars, the struggles, and the dark parts. We are constantly comparing our behind-the-scenes reality with everyone else's highlight reel. But here, the Shulamite woman does the opposite. She leads with her imperfection. She doesn't hide it, she owns it. Her words, "Do not gaze at me because I am dark," can be understood in two ways. On one level, it's a humble plea, a moment of vulnerability. She's saying, "Don't judge me by my outward appearance, by the toll the sun has taken on me." But on a deeper level, it's a powerful lesson. She's teaching the daughters of Jerusalem, and us, to look beyond the surface. She's redirecting their gaze, and our own, from superficial judgment to deeper character. Think about it. Before you can truly connect with others, before you can lead, or before you can share any wisdom with the world, you must first come to terms with yourself. You have to be willing to look in the mirror and acknowledge the complete picture, the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the broken. Wisdom doesn't sprout from a garden of feigned perfection. It grows in the fertile soil of honest self-assessment. It comes from knowing your journey, your pain, and your process of growth. It's about being able to say, "Yes, the sun has looked upon me. I've been through things. I have flaws. But that doesn't cancel my beauty or my value." This concept was central to Solomon's own understanding of leadership and wisdom. He was a king, a man of immense power and intellect. He built a magnificent temple of stone and gold. But what he is teaching us through his beloved's words is that the most important temple you will ever build is your own character. The first and most crucial kingdom to govern is your own inner world, your thoughts, your emotions, your ego. You cannot effectively rule a nation if you cannot rule your own spirit. This is where the connection between self-awareness and humility becomes crystal clear. Self-awareness isn't weakness. It's the strength to understand your limits, your triggers, and your blind spots. It's knowing where you excel and where you need help. Humility, in this context, is not low self-esteem. True humility is confidence grounded in reality. It is knowing your worth so deeply that you don't need to prove it to anyone. It's the quiet strength that allows you to listen more than you speak, to learn from criticism, and to admit when you are wrong. The Shulamite woman models this perfectly. She's not insecure. She compares herself to the tents of Kedar and the curtains of Solomon. The tents of Kedar were made of black goat hair, rugged and durable, built to withstand the harsh desert. They weren't superficially pretty, but they were strong and functional. The curtains of Solomon, on the other hand, would have been ornate, beautiful, and part of the glorious royal court. By using both comparisons, she's saying, I am both. I am tough and weathered, and I am also regal and beautiful. She embraces her complexity. This is a revolutionary idea in a world that pressures us to pick a side, to be either strong or soft, either smart or humble, either successful or kind. The path of wisdom teaches us to be both and. You can be strong and gentle. You can be confident and humble. You can be a work in progress and still be a masterpiece. So, how do we apply this in our own lives? It starts by changing the conversation we have with ourselves. Instead of hiding from our shadows, we can learn to acknowledge them. That darkness she speaks of could be anything for us. Maybe it's a past failure, a personal struggle, a perceived weakness, or an insecurity that we try to keep hidden. The temptation is to let that darkness define us or to pretend it doesn't exist. But wisdom invites us to do something different, to see it as part of our story, part of what makes us who we are. The sun that darkened her skin was the same sun that ripened the grapes in the vineyard. The challenges that leave their marks on us are often the very same experiences that produce fruit in our lives: resilience, empathy, compassion, and true strength. Your struggles don't disqualify you, they qualify you. They give you a story to tell and a unique perspective to share. When you can honestly say, I am dark, but lovely, you unlock a new level of freedom. You're no longer performing for an audience. You're no longer drained by the effort of maintaining a flawless facade. You can just be you, fully and authentically. This is where true influence comes from. People aren't drawn to perfection, they are drawn to authenticity. They connect with those who are real, who are willing to be vulnerable, and who walk with a quiet confidence that comes from self-acceptance. Remember, Solomon understood that the greatest leaders aren't the ones who have all the answers, but the ones who ask the right questions, starting with themselves. The real power is not always in speaking, but in knowing when to be still, to listen, to reflect, and to learn. It's the humility to know that no matter how much you know, there is always more to discover, both about the world and about yourself. As we conclude this reflection, I want you to hold on to this phrase, I am dark but lovely. Let it be a mantra for you this week. When you feel the pressure to compare yourself, when you're tempted to hide a part of who you are, remember the wisdom of the Shulamite woman. Embrace your imperfections, not as liabilities, but as part of your unique beauty. Walk with the purpose that comes from knowing you are worthy, not despite your scars, but because of the strength they represent. True, lasting wisdom is never found apart from humility. Beauty and humility are not opposites. They walk hand in hand. Your journey, with all its light and shadow, is what makes you beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me on the Real Wisdom Path. If this message resonated with you, please give this video a like and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode. I look forward to seeing you again as we continue to explore these eternal truths together.